And the other thing, I think the fourth thing on the list would be you're allowed to change your mind. Wow. Who knew that? And what I mean by that is basically like sometimes when you make a decision and you go for it, you put so much effort. For example, you have this dream school you want to attend. You want to go to that university, that degree, because my entire life I wanted to do that. And then you study, and then you take the test, and you do all, then you get there. But then when you reach the university, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. I didn't know I didn't like to draw. I didn't know I didn't like to make math, like calculations. I didn't know I didn't like to, I don't know, do all those
Cut
things.
people open.
Yeah, or do participant observation in anthropology. Like it can vary, but sometimes you just have like this very idealized, it's just an idea of what your dream job would be, your dream career would be, your dream major would be.
Or you have an epiphany in the middle of the way, or when you're already there and you're like, that was an illusion, what the system told me I should do. And you have an epiphany saying, my soul wants to do this. And it's like completely different from what you were doing. And then what do? Do you keep doing what you were doing before, or do you change your mind and say, be brave enough to change everything?
That's why, yeah, it's a good question. It's like a crossroad, but I think it's important when you reach that point to really think to yourself, okay, following this path that I'm already in, is it going to make me happy? Am I doing this because I really want, or am I doing this just because I'm trying to fulfill a past dream or a past expectation? Because most of the times, our actions are really based on repetition. And we struggle to change path and to try something different because want it or not, we think, which is kind of foolish, but we think that our lives is like this linear path. And when you have to do a curve or turn around and go right or left, you're like, I'm doing a mistake. I thought it was like a straight line to success. And it's not.
But you see, this example is very good because you said it's linear, right? I have to follow one path that is linear, and linear is what? Masculine energy.
Yeah.
Because our society is a patriarchy most of the places, right? So we are not allowed to have this intuition to think, to like not to be rational all the time, but also to feel and to follow our emotions and our gut feeling, our intuition and all that. And the feminine is a cycle, is cyclical, right? It is not linear like the masculine. So not allowing yourself to do this cycle of thinking again, reassessing your options and your path is really giving full power to the masculine side. And for us, especially women, men also have this feminine side. We both have masculine and feminine sides, but especially for women, it's really disempowering to give up on that completely because our external system is already so masculine that if we don't embrace the femininity inside of us, it's like we are surrendering completely to a masculine society, to a masculine way of living, right?
But I also think like I agree with you what you said, but sometimes I feel it's important not to think exactly as a cycle or like a circle, but more like a spiral because you evolve, you change. It doesn't mean that because you're doing something different, you'll go back to the same spot because it's impossible. You're always like, it's always going to change something.
Yeah, but I mean, just the process of reassessing. Not that we're going to get stuck in a loop, right? No.
Yeah, I know, but some people that listen or watching us might come that and say, oh, why would I follow my intuition if it's going to lead me back to the same spot, same point?
That's not what I mean.
Yeah, so I think like spiral analogy would work better in this because you're always evolving. And I think we need to be more gentle with ourselves in general. Like sometimes we are harsher critics in general. And because sometimes you don't follow what your idea was or what your plan was, you feel like you failed. But there is nothing, it's not like a win-win. It's not like a win or losing game. It's just like, it's a process. You don't have to win anything. And life is not like when you die, someone's gonna give you like, congratulations, you made it, you know? So I think you need to like be kind to yourself in the process, because life is a process.
Especially because, sometimes when we want to change our lives like completely to something really different, or embrace a part of ourselves that we didn't show before, most of the times in our head we are saying, I can't do this because what my family will think about me, what my friends will think about me, what my people I studied on high school and university will think about me. But actually that's only an excuse because you're afraid of what you are going to think about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's only like a reflection of your fear. But even if someone has a brief thought like, oh, she made a wrong decision, it's not going to impact lives in any way. And they're not going to think about this like for a week. It's going to be a brief thought. Maybe like your family is going to be more worried about you, but most people will not care, So it's really about facing yourself, because we can be our biggest enemy sometimes.
Yeah. Like self-sabotage is a big thing in our subconscious. But I also think like you were saying before, we need a support system. So what I felt, honestly, okay, some people who are listening to this know me from university and high school maybe. But during that time, honestly, I don't think I know one person that would have supported what I'm doing here. Like what we're doing with AM Sisters and trying a YouTube channel and trying a podcast. Honestly, when I was younger, I don't know if any of my friends would have supported me with those decisions. Or not friends, but like people around me. So I think that caused a lot of, didn't allow me to express myself the way I wanted, because I know judgments would come. Especially if you're in academic environment, they think everything that is more creative is not academic, it's not serious. You're wasting your time, you're making a fool of yourself. It's true. And I think because when I came to Korea, I got rid of that, like from the environment in general. Somehow the friends I met here, all of them were so happy when I said, okay, I think I want to give this a try. And I got so much support. And I think that's why like support system is so important, because we need people around us who will be rooting for us and wanting the best for us. And not someone is like a friend that's going to be like, oh, did you see that YouTube channel? It's so, this and that. So I guess bringing people that are wanting what's good for you, even though it might not be their path, like doing something creative writing or whatever it is, but they respect what you're doing and they support you, because I will support my friends in whatever decisions they are making as well.
But I think, like I said, everything is a reflection, right? So even people who don't think so positive about creative projects of other people, when they criticize that and they judge that, they are most of the times also judging themselves a lot or comparing themselves to other people, which, doesn't lead it anywhere. So it's really about embracing everything and helping people and uplifting each other and not judging, because, well, yeah, I've judged people before, but I do my best not to judge anyone right now, because I know it's not good for anyone. It's a constant evolution, right? Trying to become better people, better versions of ourselves. I think not being so judgmental, being more accepted and accepting people. Spreading the love.
I agree. And everyone is in a different phase of their lives, but I do believe we reach some point that we become more accepting and more loving, is when, like you said, is the point when we start being more accepting and loving with ourselves. So when the inner critic lowers its voice a little bit, the outer critic also goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And you stop judging people so much as well. It's really a mirror. The self and the other. Yeah.
It comes to the theory or the idea that we are all one. You know, if your inner being reflects on the outside, on what you receive, what you see from others, it really represents the interconnection that we have with each other, right? If we start being more kind to other people, probably we're going to notice more kindness as well, right? Because that's where our focus is.